Mm-hmm.
God Christ alive! Like every week we're gonna fuck this up.
Wait, what episode is this? I didn't get the
Number
number
8.
right, so I can. This is 8. Okay.
Yeah.
The suspense is real.
It's upsetting he's got a webcam so you can't see him faffing about.
Yeah.
No,
I don't
say
think he's
something,
faffing. I think he's
George
just
goes,
snap
wah, wah,
perfectly
wah.
still.
Why?
George sings the.
The Terminator
I
2.
wouldn't say Transformers. Fuck. They're robots. Who cares?
Fuck robot.
Right, I'm ready to start.
Okay.
Go on then.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Off the Shelf Hobby.
You've already
We're gonna
fucked
be
it up.
talking About...
You've already
God
fucked
damn
it
it.
up.
Why?
It's episode 8.
What's today?
You tit.
What did I say?
5.
5.
It's close enough.
It's off to a great start.
No, and you are.
No, I'm starting again.
Oh no. We're keeping that in. I'm keeping that bit in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. They can
Right,
keep
pick
it in.
up.
It's there for the record.
Mm.
And marker. Welcome to episode 8 of Off the Shelf Hobby. Today we're going to be talking about all things Warhammer. My name is Evan.
I'm John.
I'm Gaz.
I'm Alex.
And I'm George. Wait.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hold back my laughter.
Favorite thing about this is that he's immediately muted himself.
Oh.
Not the intro. That's it. He's done.
He's done. He's
out.
walked away.
He's gone. He's gone. That's it. He's done. That's his one. That was his one job today.
That's
His
true.
topic.
I'm done.
His topic was the intro to the podcast.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
there's
could have
something else.
fucking done that.
That's the most interesting Warhammer thing to come out this week, is the intro to the podcast.
Wow.
Unless you're- you're
I mean,
unforced.
that is a big. I think that is Evan just saying that we are the best Warhammer-related podcast on the entire
that's not a
internet.
That's
I
not a
think
good
that's
thing,
that's
though.
the claim he's making.
Absolutely.
That's a bold claim.
It's a bold claim. We'll see if it gets proven. We're talking about toy soldiers again, because what else do we do? And also other hobby things.
Yeah.
So, because Alex has been... Do we want to start with the... Actually, what do we want to start with?
Do we
I haven't
want to
started.
quickly? Do we want to quickly check in with hobby progress over the last week?
Yes.
No, we don't.
Oh, because no one's
that's
done anything.
fine.
I think we do.
Okay, I'll start.
Let's
Because I'm at
name
least...
shame the people that haven't completed the hobby stuff.
I haven't completed it. However, all I need to do is base the unit. I've done the washes. I've done cleanup. Just need to finish their bases for my technically 8 painted for the squad, and I built 2 extra melter gunners, so I have a full 10-man squad ready.
Did
nice.
you say you painted 8 men?
No, I haven't painted 8 men. I finished in progress 8 men.
Okay,
Eight
but that's
men.
like way more than you did last year.
Why you gotta do me
Get
like
him.
that?
Get him.
That's not healthy positive reinforcement. What are you doing?
Fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
I've just been absolutely destroyed. However, I will be
So
saying...
I'm,
Oh, carry
I'm
on.
almost at the same progress that you were last week. So you just need to do the bases. I'm in the same boat. I just need to do the bases. By
Yay.
that, I mean the base coats. 'Cause
Oh.
I've not started.
Oh,
I've,
Christ.
I sprayed the man and I stopped.
I've done the opposite of progress.
He's gone backwards.
This
He
bit
stopped
been-
doing it and done
this-
something else.
This tiny tuft of like hair stuff that hangs off the chariot scepter.
Oh, no.
Even though I
Oh,
haven't
yes,
hadn't
chariot
touched
hair.
it in ages. I was prepping D&D stuff for the most part.
Yeah,
So I've
I've
really
been
had a
kind
chance.
of washed out this week because I was ill for a few days. It's been the first time I've been ill in quite a while, and luckily it wasn't Rona because I don't go outside. I have kept my going outside to the bare minimum, and I've had to go to hospital several times for to take my partner there, and somehow still been safe. So
I mean,
Use that big brain common sense, and then boom.
boom.
yeah.
Hey
No,
George,
no.
did you do any hobby progress this week?
Yes, actually.
For slandering people now.
in the last
I-
hour.
I have no. I was going to just blast through it, but instead I slept. So
Do I finish model or do I sleep? Why
So
not
who's the
both?
real-
No.
who's the real winner here? I think it's
It's
definitely not the hobby.
yeah, it's your sleeping pattern. To be fair, we'll go on to John before I talk about the plan that I have now, because I actually have an actual hobby project that I'm going to be trying out. But let's go to John. John, how has your hobby progress gone? Did you shoot
No.
well last night, by the way? I want to add context to this. Midway through the D&D session that I was hosting, John just kind of cuts out and says, "Sorry guys, I think I may have food poisoning. I need to go now," and then just leaves.
I mean, honestly, I thought I was gonna vomit. Turns out I was more or less all okay. All my fluids stayed inside, so that was good. In terms of hobby progress, though, I was meant to be repainting Blood Bowl Boys. Just didn't do that. However, the little progress I did make is that I've sorted some of my bits into little
That's
trays.
still something.
That's good actually.
Yeah.
I've got a little tray that's just arms and guns.
Yeah.
I don't have them in trays. I have them in a big cardboard box.
Oh yeah, I've got a vehicles
Not
box.
always.
To be fair, I am going to be sorting out my desk in the next few days, because I've moved my desk around more and actually got a painting desk and my actual computer desk, which is just the same desk, and I've just moved everything along so it actually fits properly,
Very fancy.
which is quite nice, but
Very fancy.
more paint racks and everything. But I think this is good because what I'm planning on doing, and this is the kind of the project I want to do. I want to do kind of like it's a two-parter. Is I want to do a Blade Guard veteran squad, two squads of 3, for my Death Watch, and each one of them having a slightly different replacement for a power sword and a shield that reflects their chapter. So a Blood Angel having, obviously keeping the sword, but giving them a very fancy looking shield. Or the Space Wolf having like Frost Axe alongside the a runic shield and things like that. And I'm hoping to do 6 of them because I found some. It's a great website called Pop Goes the Monkey is the name of it. As weird as the name is, but they do an arseload of bits for loads of the main like Space Marine legions and like some Orky stuff and a few other bits, like shoulder pads, weapon replacements, shields, etc. But for the Death Watch, there's so much Death Watch stuff on there. They have these character kits that you can buy the 3D printer file for, which comes with, you know, a new helmet, new weapons, potentially a jetpack if like for the Blood Angel ones they have jetpacks and shit. And like a couple of other bits so you can kind of customize them a bit more, and just so you're not having to use the base kits. And it's like $5 for the STL, so I'm gonna buy one of them and just see how I can see how well it prints and everything else. But that was one idea. Plus, I want to try and Primaris my character, my Watchmaster, and add a bit more to the fluff for the Death Watch to make them somewhat interesting.
Oh man, hiccups.
It's going to take me 17 years to finish this project, but it's something on my mind.
Finish or
That's a bold
or
estimate.
for you to finish everything else so you could start it.
To be fair, I said that I would paint my Jotun ogres, and I did the character and a 3-man squad, and I did that within a reasonable amount of time because I was inspired to do it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that's a good start. It's stuff that's like, when I'm inspired, it's not as bad, but trying to get through this many fucking Tempestus when I'm not playing the game is difficult.
Honestly, I
Yeah,
think that's one of the
painting
good things
guns
about having this little sort of reminder to hold us to our promises.
Blood Bowl was a fun one to paint because
Yeah.
that's just like I can play that.
I was
Yeah.
really hoping that Evan would be the only one out of us to actually have done anything, so that he got to slander us, but he's just as bad.
Right. So I've done stuff. I just didn't do what I said I would do last week.
Ah, so what did you do
Wow.
instead?
I assembled a Plague Burst Crawler, 5 Terminators, 10 Blue Horrors, 10 Brimstone Horrors, a Demon Prince, and made a cool scenic base for him.
Nice.
and I sprayed them all. But yeah, I didn't actually paint anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like assembling is always the easy part.
Yeah, I mean, to be
Doing
fair,
it while
it is
playing
still
D&D.
progress. Like, you are
Yeah.
still doing hobby stuff, so
Mhm.
it's always a big thumbs up on that front.
Most of my chaos is unbuilt. Some sub-assembly.
Apart
Yeah,
from
yeah, I
this
was
one
gonna say,
fucking
sub-assembly.
chariot.
No, the chariot's not fucking built yet.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you-
still in pieces.
Oh no! Oh wait! Oh yeah! You're painting the base for
Yeah.
the chariot. I remember now.
No. I'm painting the chariot, but it's in two. It's in two separate pieces. The people aren't on the chariot yet. The horses aren't on there either.
Mm.
The chains that connect the chariot to the horses, those are still in the fucking sprue.
To be fair, they should probably stay until until you need
Yes.
them.
Shall we have a discussion about what has happened this week in terms of
The
news?
hobby. Yes.
The hobby.
Who wants to kick
Which
this
is-
off?
Turns out, nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not much,
basically.
though.
Well, I mean, it doesn't
there's-
help because we record this podcast on a Thursday, right? We've got a
There was an
reveal
article
stream.
today.
Hmm?
There's an article today that literally shows off the datasheet for heavy intercessors, which are already in a book that's been out for 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely a choice. I mean, there's. Let me see. Captain Uriel, Ventress.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if we should mention him because he is just like, we should say yes, there is a new model for like a Black Library celebration that has a data sheet, and it's the Ultramarines 4th Company captain. I think he's 4th Company.
Yes, yes.
He was Deathwatch, hence why he's got that little Inquisition logo on his leg. And I was looking up his lore for the Deathwatch, and he was really cool. So I might get him and paint him black, and actually add him as a have a like an homage to him inside the Deathwatch. I think that'd be cool. But
I do
he's
like
just
that
a
he's got the
captain.
Ultramarine. He's got the Ultramarine logo as a crotch piece. Really
Yeah.
powerful.
Robot girly
That's an
dick.
image. Yep.
It's
I mean,
it's
in
the
terms of
power.
stat-wise, there's not much exciting coming from him.
Yeah, he's not. He is a captain, you know.
Yep.
He's got a. Let's have a look. He's got a mastercrafted bolter, which is 30-inch range, rapid fire 1, standard, like it is. But it's a named thing, so you can't give him a better weapon. Obviously, he has rights of
True.
battle for Ultramarines.
Is
They have
anything
to, for some
fancy
reason,
about
repost that bolter discipline exists. Okay.
it?
Yeah, that was a choice.
The sword, let's have a look. It's Sword of Adeus, +1 strength, -3 AP, flat 3 damage. That's alright. Paragon of War, when resolving an attack made by this warlord. This is his warlord trait. His inbuilt one. An unmodified wound roll of 6 inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target in addition to any other damage. And then
Who
he
cares?
has an ability called Unorthodox Strategist, which, when you select an Ultramarines core unit within 6 inches of this model, when you use the Adaptive Strategy stratagem, and that's a mouthful, until the end of the phase. Until the end of the phase, that stratagem only costs 1 CP to use, which is you pick
pretty nice, actually.
you pick a core unit for your chapter, and you get to, when they make an attack, you until the start of your next command phase, they're in a different doctrine. So, you can make your Blade Guard Assault doctrine. You can make, you're in turn 1, you really want, for some bizarre reason, you really need Rapid Fire to go off, or you just want your heavy Plasma or Eradicators to do something extra in turn 2. It's especially because it only covers core 1 CP, that would probably mean that he would see competitive use for Ultramarine lists exclusively, obviously because he's an Ultramarine. But that's about it. Like, I don't even know. It doesn't even say how many points he is. He's probably going to be like
That's
140.
the main thing, really. If
Oh,
he's
no, hang
a
on.
lot more than a captain, you probably won't take him.
No, sorry, it's in here. It's not a thing. It's 100. He's 110 points, which is not bad.
Okay.
not
Not
bad.
that much more than.
But like,
Not
for
exciting.
100, yeah, it's not exciting. But he is obviously. He's an interesting model,
I mean,
especially because they fixed his face. There is that.
If you're specifically playing 4th Company Ultramarines, sure, it's probably quite exciting. Otherwise,
Yeah.
probably not.
It's a very specific.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a specific thing for an army that a lot of people are rarely excited about.
It's basically it's a way for GW to get Tom to have an entire extra company of Space Marines. Because he will.
Yeah, like
I mean, yeah.
Tom would
'Cause how many
probably have a great idea, have a great.
How many
time with
companies
him.
of fucking Ultramarines has he got? Basically now.
Yeah.
Well, he's got fifth and first.
Right. I thought he had third.
He's got fifth and first.
Okay.
Well, there was an open
Do
ball.
we do we have any care or ideas about the rumor engine?
The rumor engine.
It's a bird, right?
It's a bird.
Cool.
Oh, I think I know what it's going to... Well, this is what I hope it is. I think
let me,
it's going to
let
be...
me find the image. It's
I
like a
think it'll be
vulture.
cursed. Yeah, it'll be
Mhm.
Cursed City,
Mm.
but I really hope, it is literally just a tree covered in vultures.
Like a terrain
I
beast kind of
don't-
thing.
I don't know why I don't. Part of me doesn't think it is Curse City. I don't know why. Curse City.
Like it's a
Doesn't
bait.
fit. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, we literally just saw a model come out today from Curse City that has a bird on it, right? And that's a
Yeah.
raven.
Yeah, speaking of which, there he is.
Hmm.
John Candleman, the lamplighter.
I will say,
Yeah. He has
that
three
model
pets.
is fucking cool.
He has three
It's a
pets.
gorgeous model.
3 pets.
And I like he's got
I'm
like
counting 4 pets right now.
Yeah, there's 4.
1, 2,
Got the rat.
3. Oh yeah, there's the rat behind his head.
Yeah.
And then the
Oh,
bat.
How
Then
the
there's
fuck did I
this
miss?
whatever this thing is, and then the
How
bird.
did I miss the rat?
Your rat eyes have failed you, Alex.
Yeah.
I
Rat's
love the
sneaky.
knife in his back.
Yeah, because it's like on some
Stuck in the
wood.
board.
Yeah, that's a really
You
fucking
don't-
nice effect.
Man has a notice board on his back.
He has no idea what it says.
He
though.
is Torgilius the Chamberlain, a so-called scholar performing depraved necromantic experiments to raise more warriors for the Ulfin Watch.
He can control the rats and the vermin.
The rats.
He has Find Familiar, but times 1,000 for all the rats in the.
I
He's-
could
he's
see.
Flock of Familiars.
I could see someone using this as a necromancer character for their like Soul Blight or like Undead Army, and he very much gives me.
100%.
Yeah, he gives me the impression of what was it, RedChameleos?
Yes.
From Warhammer
I thought it
Fantasy?
was Cameron. Very cool.
It's I mean, because he was like out of the entire vampire faction, he was the only human, like well,
The only
mortal.
named one.
Yeah, the only named mortal necromancer. So it's very much harkening back to that, and it's gorgeous. I love that model.
If that's Kamala, though, where's Krell? Come on, just saying.
Yeah,
Actually, no,
the
Krell's
amount of
up.
people I said talking about where is Krell, big Angie. Maybe there he is. Maybe he's the Vulture.
Technically, his model still exists.
Who, Krell?
Because it's just like the White Lord for Death Rattle, the one with the two-handed axe. That's
Hmm.
literally just Krell.
Yeah,
Or
that's
just,
how.
They
When
just
your
took his name away.
entire backstory becomes you have two-handed weapon for a different model. Big sad. Like, what doesn't help is honestly we record these podcasts on a Thursday, right? That's the best day for all us to do everything.
I don't.
Most of the main we get an article on a Thursday, which is great. The problem is, especially on this week, is we've got a reveal stream
Right.
on
like,
Saturday.
Yeah, but like the thing that doesn't mean it doesn't help. It's if it's a week cycle, we still have last Saturday to talk about. If we did this on Sunday, we would still have the same Saturday to talk about if we did it today.
That's valid. That's very
Yeah,
true.
it's just a case of nothing fucking happened last.
That's true.
last
It's
weekend.
like nothing happened because they're gonna have a reveal stream for pretty much all Age of Sigmar stuff, I believe.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just sole Age of Sigmar,
Oh,
I think it's-
I'm so hyped.
which
I'll
I'm
go-
looking forward to. I think it might be interesting. Like I'm gonna make sure to be watching it. We are gonna be co-streaming it. Well, technically co-streaming. I think that's the term for it. We're basically just gonna have a viewing party where we watch it on stream, and then afterwards we will record a mini podcast,
Well,
kind
the
of
thing,
going
right,
over
if you-
what's happened in more of a
Well, that-
releasable format.
Shouldn't we just wait until the Thursday then? Otherwise, we won't have anything to talk about the Thursday though.
Yeah, that would definitely be my argument. Is just to
There's no rush, and at the end of the day, like it'll give us more time to think about things that we about to talk.
Yeah, I
points
think
for
That's
things.
true. That's true.
I think it's actually.
Well, because when we did the last one, the Dead and Divine one, we did like the Sunday Super Show, talking about it. So I think maybe we could do the same thing again, because at least we've had a precedent for that, and just not do the Thursday.
No, no, we'll stream us watching it, and then we'll talk about it a little bit then, and we'll go in depth on the Thursday.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay.
Imagine having planning before anything, and me just saying,
What-
"I'm gonna
wait
talk
a
out
minute,
my ass."
This is the best time to do a meeting. We're all here.
That's
during
true.
a podcast.
During podcast, talking business.
Also, it's on
stuff.
record. No one has to even take notes. We can just watch the VOD.
Oh, that you're not wrong,
Really
and
just-
that's yeah.
Notes that write themselves.
I mean, let's move on to what we can talk about. This is Orcman. Look at that
Wait, this is the
Orcman.
first I'm seeing Orcman. Where is this?
Oh, I am 100% buying this warband. Who?
Just for this orc.
Just the two of them that we've seen so far are brilliant.
It's the Savage Uruks.
It's-
Head Crackers Mad Mob.
I've always wanted a savage orc army, but I don't really want to paint like hundreds
Yeah.
of naked orcs.
We've already done it once.
This will do me fine.
So I mean, I like to point out at least one of the things that we've kind of seen on some of the other models is this kind of this dragon scale, like this scaled kind of motif on different models. And I think obviously Oryx turning up to this diachasm or whatever, like I don't know actually, any of the fucking fluff for it.
I
Killing
don't
something,
know
skinning it, and then
about
running around with its cloak on, like,
Yeah.
it's a good pose as well. And plus it's like a bone axe. It's a nice model. But I think the
Yeah,
one
it
thing I
is.
care about a bit more though, just not to say orcs, you shouldn't care about orcs. And if you are someone
Well-
who likes orc models, it's not a bad option for you. But
It's definitely
bone-
going to get converted into
With
a
that Bone
weird
Reaper
boy.
silhouette.
oh, definitely. Or no, not even weird boy, but probably like
Like here's the thing.
knobs for what's the
Snake
fucking
pipe.
snake pipe? No, that's the one.
You know when they teased a bunch of models
Mm-hmm.
a while back, the 40k orc has a similar scaly stuff, right? Yeah, because everyone. I'm pretty sure.
I can't
Is there
remember.
I honestly can't
Is that-
remember.
I'm pretty sure it did. Because I remember people saying snakebite stuff to do with it, or
Mm.
something like that.
Well, it's just
A lot of
whatever
people-
people
So-
can fuck with
Yeah.
to make snakebite stuff and just makes it super interesting. They've updated their roadmap for this because this is all Warhammer Underworld stuff. We're now
The only thing they do roadmaps for some reason.
yeah.
And Necromunda,
Imagine actually having a
Definitely.
roadmap for your
I-
main game.
I honestly wouldn't be mad if they just gave me a full year roadmap of codexes. I'd be like, sorted. I now no longer have the anxiety of buying an army now and then I don't want to buy an army now because I don't know if the Craftful Codex, for example, will be in a month, 2 months,
Or
a
longer.
year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
That's
tell
the
us.
thing, though. That's the point.
The-
They make money by
Yeah.
doing that.
The only
I don't,
roadmap
I don't
yeah.
think they do.
The only
I don't think they
roadmap
do.
we got was that fucking trailer they showed off 6 months ago. Was just like, oh, look at these
Yeah.
tons of models. Ew. And I was like, okay, the
And-
models in there, that's the release order of the codex of some sort. Like,
It's a case of like, AdMac players would be like, all this stuff's coming out. Oh, I think I might pick it up. No, I won't actually because I know that there's an AdMac release coming up at some point in the future. Or Orc players would be like, I know there's an Orc release coming up at some point in the future because they've shown us an model.
yeah. And they're like, well, I better not buy anything because then I don't know
Yeah.
what's going to be good.
You don't know how long it's gonna be. That's the thing, right?
Yeah. So
It's stupid.
they
Like, don't-
yeah, they
it's not too
definitely
bad
need a
of me,
roadmap.
but-
Or at least they just need to be a bit more open about it. Like, yes, it's your main flagship game. Please remove the anxiety that you're giving to people by saying it's like, well, they may get a codex at some point. It's like, yeah, we know they're gonna get a codex at some point. Just an idea
Tell
of
us.
when would be really
Yeah.
helpul.
Just tell us when.
Yeah.
But
Easy
what they
sort
are
of-
showing
even,
off.
even if
Yeah.
it's not just when, just like in like 6 codex at a time. Doesn't matter when that is in the year, as long as you know that.
They did it with the first
the order.
Xenos Codex with Drukhari. They said like, right, we're gonna like they specifically stated, right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna release all the Marine stuff first, then the Death Guard, and then the first Xenos Codex, which is gonna be
They didn't say
Drukhari.
which one.
No, they mentioned Drukhari before everything was delayed, I believe.
No,
Yeah,
but
It
that
was
was
only
meant,
3 months.
It's meant to be January.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was meant to be
that-
January, but
it's-
obviously it's kicked
And now
off
it's
to
going
the
to
end
be
of
March.
Is it
but they
end of
didn't say
March?
which one it was until I think late December.
Yeah,
It was
that's
just
still
Mm,
not
It's
nice.
earlier than then, probably.
I feel like it was earlier than then, but you know, like
But still not much. Still
just
not
a
much,
roadmap
right?
would be so fucking helpful. And at least the one here is good, informative, and has a Bone Reaper model that looks sick as fuck. I don't even know
It's just
what
one
it's going
man.
to be. I just want that axe.
It looks
It's just one
tall.
man.
Bone
One
Reapers are quite
giant
tall. Like the characters are quite
Multi
tall.
guard man.
It's most likely going to be like
The
a
whole warband is
captain.
one dude.
Yeah,
What are
it's just
they
like
called?
Morlog, except that he's even bigger than Morlog.
Yeah, it's like that one to me. Looks like it's going to be a liege Cavalos, but not mounted. Just
Not without the Cavalier.
yeah, exactly.
The
It's just going to be a
Cavalos.
liege. But they don't
Yeah.
have a data sheet for just a liege. You know, you have
Well, they
he's
will.
always on the horse, and that's it. You can only take him on a horse. You either take the liege Cavalos or you take the named one, and that's it. Or Catacros. Every other general that you have or general choice are wizards, or they're priests or buffers or whatever. So
Horse Nagash.
or Nagash, yeah, but or Arcan the Black or whatever. But like one of an actual character, a melee character on foot, probably. I mean, considering how slow the army is, may not have a place. But God, I want it because it just would look cool, you know. I really hope they kind of go with that bit more of that samurai motif from the Catacross model.
Yeah.
I need more of that. I need that in my life.
Oh, so this is kind of like this is on the topic of Bone Reapers, sure.
Mhm.
Not necessarily on Underworlds, but it's when me and George are on about we're on about the Marathi book, right?
Yeah.
And how the Marathi thing they did where they split the data sheets into two things so you could run both of them at the same time. All that shit is fucking great. And it was basically a case of I would absolutely love to see them do the same thing for fucking
Catacross.
Techless, and
Mm.
also then if they could do that for that, do it for Catacross. It's just like you literally have the models. You can literally turn Catacross into multiple data sheets and go cool. You just put them in a smaller base. Done. They could just do that, and
They could. They
if
should.
they
They
did that, I
should.
would lose my shit. It would just be cool.
Well, I mean, the next the Techless book is gonna have Bone Reaper rules in it, so you know we don't know what they
Yeah,
we have no
exactly.
fucking clue what they're
And I
gonna
just-
do.
I love the idea that you could take a cheap Catacross that is nowhere near as strong as actual Catacross, because he hasn't got any of the abilities that Catacross
Yeah, that's
has.
true. Because everything Catacross has, it's all based on how
No,
how many guys are still alive on his base.
No, I know.
You get ape shit one-on-one fighting Catacross.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
no.
I know.
Catacross
Gets-
like
gonna have
has
his shield
taken
on.
the field. Literally, he is coming for you. Run.
Yeah, which I feel like is something they could do then that will fit in the lore as well. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them do something.
Or at least like,
Yeah.
fucking. I want to point out, right? One thing that really annoyed me is that considering Catacross himself, like a lot of his background stuff was that he was on a chariot. That was his main kind of thing, right? Now he has this stone that moves. So obviously to move him across the board. Why is there no Bone Reaper's chariot?
He's just a general was the main thing.
Yeah, no, but the
Large
thing
in
is, I would think a
charge.
fucking Bone Reaper chariot just to piss off Tomb King players more. Give the Bone Reapers a chariot. Because they're fucking
well,
cool.
They might get one at some point in the future when they get like a
like an update.
if they get like a second lot of releases, because they don't have.
Their line
A
is
lot.
kind of small, but it's so
Yeah, but,
fucking
like,
powerful.
Yeah, in general, the Sigma lines are smaller. Which is
Unless
like
you're Lumineth, and
unless you're
apparently it's
Lumineth,
not going to
in
be
which
small
case
anymore.
you get,
Lumineth
like, eight.
massive.
It's going to be big.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Speaking of which, speaking of Lumineth slightly, this last one that they're revealing, is that Lumineth or is
Lumineth.
that Deep
Yeah, it
King?
is. That's Lumineth.
Okay, fair enough. So
Yeah,
Lumineth are going to be getting the final. No, wait, no. One day the starting warband for this. For Diecast.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I think it's the first one for Stone, and these are going to be Wind
Either way,
or
or
Mountain, yeah, whatever it is.
whatever.
No,
what they're
I
called.
think it's 100% Deep King because they've not got one yet.
Yeah,
I hope
because
it-
it
I hope
looks.
it's Deep
I mean,
King.
it's hard to see on the
I
screen
say
here, but if you
that,
look at the
though.
image,
This is the third Orc Warband, so
I just
Yeah,
remember a
but
lot of
this
people
is.
saying it was
But the
just
thing
enough.
is, though, technically each of the
Oh.
orc warbands are set from separate armies. They're all still part of the war clans, but you can run them as
There's multiple savage orcs.
yeah. There's Savage Orcs, there's Iron Jaws, and then there is I think there's one more.
The Iron Jaws.
Yeah.
But there's multiple savage orc warbands.
Well, yeah, the orcs don't work together. They
No,
just
I
they
know,
slap
but-
each other.
Yeah, I know, but it wouldn't insane it like. I can see them. I can see it being more Lumineth. I just
Yeah.
don't. I just don't know. I just
Yeah,
know a
no,
lot of people saying it was.
looking at like how this swirly thing is, I honestly think it's Deepkin, and I think a Deepkin warband would be pretty sick. But we may get an announcement about what that looks like on the reveal stream because they're going to show off this one more, probably show off the Bone Reapers, and maybe give an indication of whatever this one is. So yeah, to be honest, that's pretty much as much Warhammer stuff we can really talk about at the moment because again, we've got the reveal stream on Saturday. We're then going to have. Like, next week, I'm going to say, next week is going to be so much Age of Sigmar content on this channel, it's going to be amazing. Because you're going to get 2 battle tomes, or at least 2 how-to plays, and I will be editing, I will try and edit one of them.
Hopefully.
Well, we want to try and get them at a reasonable pace, considering the Dark Ages video has hit 200 views.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
We're at 10 subscribers now.
They'll
My
both
mind
come out
is
in the same
blown.
week.
Oh, I don't think I've even subbed to it. Shit.
That's cheating. Though.
That's... no, it's not. It still counts.
I'm joking.
No, I don't give a fuck. The algorithm doesn't give a fuck either. As long as it's not bots.
Community. That's the main thing.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta get some polls up and shit.
Yeah, I'll
Oh, do you like cheese?
Do you like cheese in your war game?
There we go. That's the name of the episode. Do you like cheese?
Done.
Not even in your war game, just do you like
Nope.
it?
I
No
like
context
cheese.
needed.
Do you like cheese? Hedonites of Slanesh review.
Ugh.
Ooh,
Oh, that's a shame.
it's
There's
a
not
different
gonna be
kind
much
of-
cheese in that.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That's surprising considering it's Slanesh. But
Well, the cheese being Sigvald and
yeah,
Keep the Secrets.
Sigvald's cheek.
Sigvald is scary.
He's got
He
cheeks
is, but
though. I like the fact they
him
gave
and
him
Keeper of
assless
Secrets is-
chaps.
Right, yeah, he had assless chaps. That's
I
an
love
important
it.
subject to talk
It's
about. The
fucking
man
great.
cheeks are out.
Why would he not?
Fucking out
He
here,
should.
cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
It's so good.
If he
It's so
didn't have them,
Sigvald.
I'd be upset.
His original model had assless chaps as well. The
Chaps
original,
with
like
ass.
super old Warhammer Fantasy model had assless chaps.
But
Chaplet
I'm
with
just
ass.
saying, like, if people are gonna drill their bolt guns out, I'm just saying there's opportunity on this one, apparently.
Alex, no.
God, So
Okay.
cool.
I will say at
Terrible.
least, most people have probably seen this, but I know I think it's Pete the Wargamer, did a conversion of Sigvald and turned him into a big-ass vampire lord. The models for it's fucking gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
I need to find this. Bear with me. Carry on talking while I just find this model.
It's very cool.
What
I was trying to find.
are you trying to find?
I was trying to find because I was looking for the symbol that's on the Lumineth swirly thing, right?
Yeah.
If it's Lumineth, I was looking if it's on any of the models that we've seen. It's not. That I can see.
Gaz, I think I found the image you were looking
But-
If you got the image, because I had to find the video
Nimbus
for
boy.
it.
I think the Nimbus boy was Underworlds. That's the thing.
Nimbus.
It's not, I'll be
yeah,
happy.
I forgot about the Nimbus boy.
Hopefully it's not. If it's not Underworld, I will be happy because I can just use. It's just a character, right?
John,
But, you
send
know,
it to
we'll see.
me.
Yeah.
There you go.
Send it. There he is. Right, let's slap this open real fast. Back on the web screen. Look at this fucking gorgeous model.
Lovely.
This, I mean, the thing is though, this vampire has probably got assless chaps right now. But
I think honestly, anything that's been converted from Sigvald can't be more beautiful than Sigvald because you've changed him and he's perfect.
that's
It's
true.
It is true.
Perfect.
But I will
But
say,
it is
as
very
like,
cool.
this is a really fucking cool conversion. The detailing on the cape, like, obviously replacing the head and then actually green stuffing like the more vampire-y aspects to it.
Yeah, the big shoulders, cool.
Obviously going with the Legion of Blood kind of color scheme, which works really well with the armor. And surprisingly, looking at the main kit, if I can find him, here's the kit.
You
The main
mentioned
thing,
aspects, but did he keep the ass in?
I don't know. That's the thing. Hang on. I'm gonna.
So what are they gonna do? Green stuff trousers onto him? Like, surely
I
this.
mean,
Oh
They
no,
could
yeah,
do.
they
That add a lot.
no, he did. No, he
Oh my
painted.
God.
No, if you look here, he's painted it so that it looks like the backside of the armor, not of the
Ah.
actual cheeks. So he's done his best.
Coward.
He's done his best to
Coward.
censor it.
Get those vampire like cheeks out.
Vampire cheeks.
Those rotten cheeks.
Oh no.
Was trying to sneak up on my prey, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
The sound of my ass clapping alerted the guards.
The wet, clapping, rotten ass of a
Oh
vampire.
no,
Oh,
we've gone too
God.
far. Let's talk about
Oh,
D&D stuff.
why?
Let's talk about D&D stuff, because, I mean, considering as well, all of us here are involved in multiple campaigns, and I can barely keep up with the 2 that I'm in and the 1 I'm GMing every 2 weeks. Like,
4 of us are GMs, just saying.
yeah, like, I mean, I'm not, I will, like, I rank my GM skills a lot lower, just because, like, my fucking ADD really kicks in badly, and it's very difficult to kind of keep that going, but half of the ideas that I've seen, because especially Alex, what Alex has been showing off when you talk about it, has gotten me really thinking about, like, oh, these are really cool. So, Alex, do you want to tell us what it is
Wait, what?
specifically? Your D&D thingy?
Oh, you know about Arcadia?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Oh! I thought you were about like my ideas for my campaign. Then I was like, well, I don't know. I've even told you about that.
Well, I don't care about that. I'm
yeah.
not in it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why I was really confused. Yeah, no, it's the thing of Matt Colville started doing MCDM because he's done a lot of.
So Matt
YouTube
Koval,
stuff.
if I remember correctly, did the Strongholds book,
So he's
which was
so he's done a
unofficial.
book called. He's in an unofficial book called Strongholds and Followers.
That's the one.
He's also got a lot of history working on games as a writer, and he's done a lot of RPG books. I think he worked on the Lord of the Rings
Did he
RPG.
do the lore for Evolve?
He did the lore for Evolve, yeah. Which is actually actually okay.
Yeah, it's like
It's just a
really
weird thing.
good. It's really deep.
yeah.
For a game that just kind of
Yeah, no, he's a really
got
good
killed
writer.
by the guys who made it with the microtransactions.
That's not why it died.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
It
Yeah,
died
I will
because-
say at
They
least
did
like
one DLC.
No.
Christ.
It just died because it was it wasn't very replayable.
Yeah.
Basically,
I
if
will
they
say at
want.
least from Matt
But,
Koval's, I've wanted to try and read through Strongholds and Followers, but I've never like it's such a cool like fucking like rule set for
Mhm.
having those kind of parties that end up settling down somewhere,
Yeah.
and you actually get a lot of fucking substance to that to make sure that that's kept
Yeah.
interesting.
There's a lot. It's very in depth.
Mm.
It looks really crunchy in the way that there's well structured rules for how it works. It's not actually that bad,
Yeah.
No.
and it works in a very fluffy way, which I like. Like this thing, like you can get a buff. So like one of the examples is if you're a fighter and you have a stronghold, there's a buff, there's an ability you can use, but it only comes back if you take like a week's rest back at your stronghold. But it's
Mm.
like when you action stage, all your hits for the action stage crit automatically. It's fucking insane. But that is
Yeah.
like a very, very fine resource you have. So when you use it, you're going ham, right? It's just really cool.
Mm.
And then there's like all the retainer system and stuff. But he's a very good writer. So he's basically, I guess, passing. He doesn't make Arcadia. It was his idea that he had with someone, and he basically like helps curate the content for it, and they basically get loads of writers in, and it's going to be a monthly magazine.
Mhm.
And I think the second one has come out now, and it's like the quality is so fucking good.
So we've got
Like,
we've got some images here that Alex has shown us
Yeah,
of
I
like
put-
different elementals that they're
yeah,
showing
yeah.
off.
So I don't want to like put too much shit in, right? Because at the end of the day, buy it. It's cheap. Like
Mm.
but like it's like £7 on the site. And then if you like hit Patreon, it's like £5 a month.
Hmm.
Cheap.
What do you say?
But
It's
yeah,
based
I
off
think-
like the old style comics, right? With
So it's based off
not
like
comics, like
Dragon
comics,
Plus,
yeah.
I think. But basically, he was like, well, online magazines sell, and they're a good market. There's a good way to publish stuff. So
There's
it's worth going,
there's
and
a
they
few
kind of want
good
small
wargaming
writers.
ones as well. Like I think there's
Yeah.
one which has got like like every time they do it quarterly, and everyone has they release a new game in the magazine, and there's like probably like 5 or 6 of them that do it.
Yeah, like so in this one anyway, there's a bunch of elementals which are like metallic-y ones. They're
Yeah,
really fucking
The art for
they're
this
very
is gorgeous.
very oh yeah, if you've seen like anything in the Stronghold Follows book, you know that the artists they get amazing. Like there's some of the angel art in Stronghold of Followers is like mind-blowingly good. It's like it has the whole, you know, angels are fucking terrifying like
Oh, is
thing
this
of
like
just,
the actual Old Testament
otherworldly.
looking?
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Like,
it just like they're just orbs that like rotate around each other with
more
eyes in
complicated than
weird places. I love
kind of,
that
not,
shit.
not it's not that extreme even in the Old Testament one, but it's like
Aw.
like the ring like the disc on fire, right?
Yeah.
Or one of them is like a bunch of arms and then like, you know, what it has like a massive bow and stuff. It looks really cool.
I mean,
Um,
Asimir,
yeah,
like as a race, is pretty weird. If one of them is your dad, there's some
but
questions.
yeah, the elementals are really cool. Like, so
How was
there's like,
school, son? You know, just
But-
like,
the
It's
way-
okay, flying disc.
yeah.
but like, there's some rules in this one as well about having elementals interact with each other. So if you have like a water and a fire one, they can do something, which is kind of cool. But, like, you know, it's just nice because there's like I think all of they'll all have different subclasses in them. They all have monsters in them. They all have like this has a full 3-part adventure in it.
Oh,
This magazine that is about like going into some forgotten laboratory.
cool.
It's just cool. It's definitely like a very nice thing to keep an eye on. You can still steal a few things from, but yeah, I just thought it'd
Yeah.
be worth mention.
So
It's just good.
yeah.
Like Matt Culverhill, like in general, anyways, worth just bring up because like his stuff is just good, and he's got so many goddamn videos now of just like useful things, like very useful tips on like world building or pretty much anything
I
you
might
can
have to
think of
try
now.
and track those down because there's 2 things I need to do,
Yeah.
which I feel like is going to really help with my DM experiences. I need to actually read books because I don't do that, and try and absorb as much world building like stuff as possible. Like I'm all for that. I just need to try and find audiobooks of fantasy novels and go through those.
If only there was an audiobook that me and George would recommend.
Oh, is it The
called
Way of Kings? Yeah, no, that's on the
which
list. That's the
has
first one I'm going for.
The best
Mhm.
world building
It's so good.
ever. It is fucking
So-
amazing.
It helps because
Yeah.
I can't read.
Oh yeah, audiobooks are amazing, right?
Yeah.
The thing is with The Way of Kings is the world is so fucking believable despite being completely fucking alien.
Mm.
Like one of the things I keep forgetting with that book is like if they were to film it, I have no idea how the fuck they do it because it genuinely is a very weird looking place.
Yeah.
But like you always forget that.
Flats.
It's good though.
So we just so we can kind of show off some of the examples of
Yeah.
those elementals you mentioned. Like we've got one here which is made of molten metal like lithium and potassium.
You've got your fire elemental. You've
Yeah.
got your earth elemental.
Which is
and
this
you've got
one, which
your-
is like I
you've got
fucking
your
love this
combination of
one.
earth and
Gold.
fire elemental.
Yeah, it's really weird. This one is cool.
Or the electron.
Yeah, look at it.
Lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That
Because
is
wait,
so
isn't there one which is like Genasi, which is elemental? Like they got blood of elementals in them. Is that Genasi?
Yeah.
Imagine
yeah.
you had Genasi in this.
There's literally one in our party.
Yeah, there's
Which
in
one?
our
Wait,
fire.
who in the party? Is...
Ashlyn.
Ashley
Oh,
is a fire genasi.
Wait,
but
is
she's
she
more
red? Is she
like
red
a-
skinned?
No,
No.
she's got greyish skin, I think.
Like yeah.
I just honestly thought I never
black grey
never
skin
clicked.
with like embers.
She's like an Ashton Ashley. pretty much.
That's pretty sick. I honestly did not realize.
Janashi.
Ashley.
Oh yeah, sorry, we're not
Terrible.
we're not Americans.
Adrenashi.
I've suddenly remembered my Janashi.
I suddenly
Uh,
remembered my party competition.
Oh, that one looks kind of like a butterfly now I think about it.
Yeah, this one's fucking cool. Just like
Weird, yeah.
it has like next to no form with it, but it just fucking kills you. Imagine trying to
That's the-
stab it.
They're all about challenge rank.
That's the case with
7.
almost every elemental.
Imagine how you stab this thing.
Yeah,
Well,
they're all
that's just
about-
the
I
earth
mean,
elemental.
To be fair, that is a great summary of D&D. Hey guys, here's a creature. Imagine how you'd stab it.
Figure it out. What the
Yeah.
fuck? I want to know what this is, and I want to know what these kind of like looking at the arms. What is? Why do I recognize that?
Bismuth.
Bismuth. That's the
Bismuth,
one.
yeah.
That's the fucker. Like, oh, it's fucking
Yeah.
cool. I need it.
I
Wait,
love metals.
I gotta wait. What's this thing called?
Arcadia,
Arcadia.
made by published and created by MCDM, where they have guest writers in. It's the whole point of it,
MCDM.
which is Matt Covell DM Studio, basically.
What is Arcadia?
There
There he
you go.
is.
He has a video
Look at
of
him pointing
explaining what
at
it
you.
is.
God,
Yeah,
he
it's a very
he
nice
is
passion project. to do.
so intense.
Look
about
at
he's
everything.
Look
he's
at that
great.
smolder.
He's also just like a good DM. It's really worth listening to him. So he did a series talking about his campaign that he also streams.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's really
Here's the thing, right? If he had written all of this stuff and he turned out to be a shit GM, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know-
well, quite. He's the most like. He's the most normal online DM. If that makes sense.
true. I mean, I'm just trying
Like,
to think of like
he's
online
not-
GMs currently.
Yeah.
There's not many
Yeah.
of them, and the ones
Right.
that are there, like I can name 3 of them, two of
Right,
them
but
even, plus this guy.
He's like those normal one, I'd say. And by that, what I mean is like he is just like. He's just a good DM, like and like a lot, like you can learn from him quite easily because it's very easy to understand what he's doing.
Yeah,
And again,
because
like he did a thing. So his series is games like the Chain of Akron, I think, just the Chain,
it
and
just
it's
says
like
called the
a
Chain,
mercenary
yeah.
group. Yeah, and he did a series. I'm not sure if he still does it because I think he's changed the channels. I kind of lost track of it.
Mm.
But he would talk about the sessions, including the things he planned and how he wanted it to work out and how it actually what happened and so on. And it's so interesting to see like the background perspective from the DM side of it and going through it like that, and it's really insightful.
Yeah.
It's really good.
A lot of the
Like,
stuff
what-
that
like-
he's got here is also in the DM's Guild on Drive Through RPG. So like a lot
Oh,
of it
yeah,
is
yeah.
accessible, so people who are inspired by it can go and find it. And because the side thing is like the surprising rarity of when you have such forward-facing content creators, especially Dungeon Master ones, they'll go through what they're doing to a point, and half the time they won't explain it too well, or they won't go into much detail because most likely whoever they're playing with are also content creators and would end up
Yeah.
finding out or people feeding them information. Like,
Yeah.
I think Arcadum is the kind of the main one at the moment because he is every single fucking day doing a different D&D campaign for a different
get it.
group of streamers.
Crazy
His-
man.
Yeah.
Absolutely
He's-
mental. And the thing is as
it's
well, is all
in
of
the
those
same world, right?
yeah, it's all the same world, and all of the campaigns are linked. Like he is constantly. Apparently, he has like a group of like 30 volunteers, or like there's like 5 main volunteers, him, and then like 25 others who offer their time to just kind of map it all together. And like it's fucking bonkers to me how someone can
Right.
like he did say like he has been building that world for 17 years, and then like was also had like groups in it, and then he started to do all the streaming games. It's like, right, obviously that is an intense amount of fucking dedication just to have this world. But it's very difficult for people like, oh, I want a DM, and they see that, but that's the fucking bar they have to beat now.
Yeah.
Same
No,
with
it's
Matt
not.
Mercer, and Matt Mercer is an absolute fucking saint of a human being. But
Well, this is
the amount of time,
he's talked a lot about what people have sort of coined as the Mesa effect,
yeah,
where he's sponsored by all these different companies that send him every material that he could possibly want to
Yeah.
make his game more immersive and atmospheric, and he's surrounded by professional voice actors who
Yeah, you can't-
giving
you
100%
can't beat, like-
like
It's weird though, because the thing is, no one plays D&D like that. That's the thing, right?
No.
That's why it's the Mercer Effect is a thing, because no one fucking plays D&D like that, really.
yeah. No, I'd
It's
love to have
way
something similar
different
to
for them
that,
to
but it's pretty
follow.
much it's not even like, oh, I want to be Critical Role. It's no, I just want a campaign where people make characters who are kind of different and just watch them interact with each other. That shit I
Yeah.
fucking love. Because even if like people aren't that confident in role playing, because like my partner is a key person with that, and she's trying to, break through that and role play more. Just seeing how she interacts with a group of someone who like the character Jackson Jackoff, the beautiful mercenary, and obviously John's character Arnie, who just wants to fight everyone. Like, it's a great thing to see, and that gives me the inspiration. Like, right, I want to kind of keep this going, but it's at a point of, because I just kind of like, as we go on this D&D tangent, the thing is, especially with those campaigns, it's the role-playing aspect that is not for everyone.
Yeah.
And
A
like
lot of people just want to be number crunchers, and
yeah,
that's fine.
hence why at least
Go for it.
when George said, "Hey, do you want to get involved in the D&D campaign?" I instantly went, "Yes, I want to play. Please let me play. I've not role-played properly in years."
It's great.
And that's why I like playing Hassan.
In our Saturday game, my character straight up had a mental breakdown last session because he has PTSD about mind control and got mind controlled and tried to kill someone by casting by casting a level 7 magic missile. Because he has
unleashing with the gap. Jesus.
Well, no. He has a wand of magic missiles, so he's went.
Just immediately just all into it. I mean, I will say the moment from the last session where, because for context, my character is a Twilight cleric.
Yes.
And when I basically had everything activated. I had the Twilight Sanctuary, I had the spell Aura of Vitality on, and then which is crazy. I love it. And then like kind of adding the extra role playing effects into it. Because like I'm adding them to myself because I'm just like I want this to at least look cool in my head, so I'll specify how it looks at least. But then having a point where what did I cast? No, it was Guiding Bolt at 3rd level at the fucking boss bugbear thing. I was just like, just because it like at that point one of our guys was down, everyone else was surrounded, like right, this thing is going to die. Like, oh my god, that was such a fucking cool moment. I want to do more.
I don't know about you, but I was perfectly fine.
Yeah, you were fine because you're playing a fucking fighter. You're always fine.
He had some ghost stance in the background and it was just like going through everyone.
Just 2 nat 20s, just cleaving 2 fucking bugbears straight in half. Hey, telling you to fucking move so you don't die.
Yeah, no, because because I'm like the only other healer was down because of a ranger. Yeah, no. Like,
it's funny though, like because like the fucking Twilight buff, the champion fight thing is stupid. So I ended up finishing the fight on having lost a single hit point.
Yeah, you ended up on more health than you started with.
That's the most damage I've had. Like that's the most damage I've taken from a fight.
That means also I'm going to die every fight. George is going to make it so.
Makes sense.
Chances are you're going to be stood roughly in the middle of the party, so you're either.
I'm in fireball range, you mean?
Yes, but you've got an abjurist in your team. Like,
yeah, just stand next to me is fine.
Yeah, no, we're going to be the fucking dream team, Evan.
Like, actually, now I'm level 6, I can actually pass my shield on now, rather than just sitting in the back going, I've got 14 temporary hit points and nobody's hit me yet.
Yeah. So I think, because kind of the side thing is that it's the main difference, I feel, with especially things like Arcadia, is that it's the kind of the divide between, because some of these, like especially things like strongholds and followers, if you're going to be number crunching, if you're going to have a party of people who are number crunching, you're not going to use a lot of these books. You're pretty much just going to run a preset adventure. No. You're going to run something very minimal or a big ass dungeon.
You know, you can make strongholds and followers very crunchy.
True, yeah, but it's also
Stronghold is clever. Stronghold is clever, right?
Yeah.
It's if you are a crunchy player, it will force you to RP in a way that you will enjoy it because of how it works. Where it's crunchy, but you have. It's like, yeah, sure, it's crunchy, but you still have to tell your followers that you gain to do things. You still have to manage the things.
Yeah.
It's clever. It's really well designed, honestly.
And I guess because considering like pretty much all of us DM here to an extent.
Oh yeah, like I DM'd yesterday.
Yeah, like and John's running several campaigns as well.
Yeah.
I did the whole horror game. Oh, not horror game, but like the whole trope that most games get, which is especially horror-y, where it's like blind monster. You have to be very still and quiet when it's close.
Oh.
Yeah, and then everyone fails their stealth check. Yeah.
It was right at the end.
Yeah.
It was right at the end as well. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, but I guess that's a question we can kind of add, is that in terms of what you see, in terms of like as a DM, how you kind of adapt to those kinds of things. Like, because I'm still very much like I feel bad saying that at points I end up trying to force it, but it's also because the fact of
I don't write any notes for my sessions a lot of the time.
Really?
Because yeah, so what I'll do is I'll make them because I'm So especially at the moment, I like being map heavy. I like having and setting things up, and then just being like, all right, go for it, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like a game, I guess. But like, it's still narrative focused. Overall, it's on and off. It's both. I will have notes in the way that I have the stat blocks I need, I have the things in with I need, I have the rules for things I need, and I just know what I want to do. Like everything's set out for me, so it's not too
So-
bad. But like I think the next bit I do need more notes for. But like overall, like
I think I'm in the in between then, because for each of my sessions, I won't write out paragraphs or even sentences about what I'm going to do. It'll all be a flowchart. I just do a flowchart for each session.
That's
with-
probably a good way of doing it. To be
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah,
I never
everything
thought
where
of
the
it like
party
that,
is,
actually.
where they can go, going out from there.
Yeah.
And that way I sort of force myself, because I definitely know that I have a habit of going, oh, it would be really cool if they did this, and then just slowly pulling the party into that whether they want to or not.
Yeah,
sucks.
like
I don't
that.
wanna railroad people.
That's that's the kind of the problem I have at the moment is, like, of that kind of thing happening. But I'm also trying to make sure that people can
But it
kind
do-
of do whatever.
But
It's
doing
a
the
really hard
flowchart
balance.
Doing the flowchart does mean that, like, at least in the ideas that I have that I'm gonna end up trying to sort of subconsciously pull the party towards,
Mm.
I can have, okay, there's 5 of them. One of those is probably gonna be close to what they want.
Yeah.
Kind of
Or
thing.
they go completely off the fucking rails, and obviously that's the kind of the trope and expectation to a point.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, George is. I don't want you to reveal too much because obviously I'm in your campaign and I want to be. I'm
Yeah, how's it
already
gonna end,
immersed.
How's it gonna end?
How's it going to end?
Yeah, tell me how Hissam will get fucking murdered. Do it,
Boulder.
Sean. Yeah,
I least
cool.
expect it.
Yeah, I'm
Just
gonna get
When am I
assassinated.
finishing school?
No, we
gonna
don't.
graduate,
No,
please.
Evan, we've already said that. You're gonna ascend to become a god, and then you'll
Yeah,
get your
but
diploma.
I'll be a level 20 wizard, and they go, congrats, you got a B. You can now be a wizard.
I like how I'm gonna apparently graduate before you then, at that rate. So.
It's because you'll keep going back and doing a master's.
What's going to happen is I'm going to miss my final exams because I'm killing a dragon and saving the world, and then I'll fail and have to do a
Yeah.
year again.
Yeah, probably. That makes complete sense. But like that's just kind of fun world building. And
Yeah.
you know, like
Speaking of world building, I need to build that school.
yeah, no,
Yes, build
that's
my
the thing as
school,
well because
please.
when me and you had a
School,
chat
please.
like a couple of weeks ago, specifically just kind of talking about God stuff. And I mentioned at least like because you were asking for like, you know, my opinion on things, and I'm like, you know, there are some specifically for like what the god is, and you know, and the fact that Hissam uses tarot cards as his kind of main connection.
Yeah.
So and then using that and then doing that kind of cooperative building, I fucking love that shit because that means
Yeah.
the people when they're in the world, they know they can get an understanding of how something works because they helped create it.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
obviously, the stuff you do on the back end and you don't tell them about that they have to discover, but just kind of that
Yeah.
cooperative story experience is the shit I would do every time. And at this
Like,
point,
me-
I've got like a
me and
world
George
to
did
fill
that.
into.
So me and George did that, and I guess Evan can know about this stuff anyways. I can probably say with like the military sergeant stuff, George.
Yes.
Yeah. So the whole George's character's from like a nation which is like run by devils in a way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is your
and
Saturday
the way the
campaign,
military.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay.
I might move it to Saturday.
Yeah.
Just Tuesday. And basically, so he's like an ex-soldier from the military, and the way the military is structured is that they get conscripts, they randomly assign sergeants to their squads,
Oh shit.
they get the boon of Asmodeus put on them, and then what that does is that if someone dies if they are about to die, they take 10 hit points from someone and heal it. So the whole point of it is that the sergeants get very strong because they stay alive longer.
That's
Because they stay alive because
because they-
killing their squad mates. And
That's
they
the
just get
most
replaced.
fucking Soviet Stalingrad ass thing I have
Yep.
ever
Oh, yeah, but
heard
it's
in
also
D&D.
extremely-
It's like
It's
almost
so fucked up.
backwards.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
backwards. But,
It's the guy
One
in the
bow,
front,
7
he doesn't-
arrows.
yeah,
The guy in the front does not drop his rifle. You drop dead.
yeah.
Because the
But
man
it's
with
really
the
messed
rifle
up,
is busy.
And I thought it was a really cool idea because like the
That
whole
is
point is
actually
that it's like
sick. I like that.
Napoleonic gun line army is like the main infantry for this devil army, and they fight like a megocracy that doesn't even use people. They just summon shit, and when they do use people, it's like a powerful wizard just casts fireball on a block of 30 people, right? And kills them all.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, my guy has war trauma. It's great.
yeah.
Gotta have that. I mean, it's also kind of like, oh, what's it called? Because
And then
I started watching
Evan's an
Carnival
engineer
Row.
for the military, right?
Yeah, I started
Yeah.
watching Carnival Row, and it's kind of that whole mixture of World War One,
Oh,
like
Carnival Row's
Victorian
really
era
odd.
kind of warfare mixed in with other shit. And I fuck with that aesthetic so much as well that at least one of the nations is basically just a giant multi-tiered London in the middle of a desert
Yeah.
that is
who would
currently
ever-
going through an industrial revolution.
That's a fun idea, isn't it, Josh? What is it?
Yeah, it's good. It's a great idea.
Oh wait, no, that's Sans.
That's what my city. That's what my
That's
Oh
city
right,
living
okay.
here.
So we come
It's,
up with that completely separately, but
I did, yeah. A massive grey wastes, which is like a gravelly desert of just shit tons of ruins that are like super layered, with a massive like city built on top of the ruins of a city in the middle of it. But the
see,
entire thing
I just have
well,
basically
that's cool.
fantasy Chernobyl. That's what I did.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's not the zone. It is it's the wastes. Well, the Zamnian wastes, but like it's like that kind of shit. Like I've got like big
grey
overhanging
wastes,
themes of
like
how
Hades.
of like what the world does, and I think it's like one of those things of like how people end up tackling a world building, because sometimes they just focus on like, right, here is just the immediate area of where the party is, and then we can figure out the rest later. But the problem is I can't do that. I always have to look at like at least who are the big players?
Well,
Where do people probably going to start?
Step one is why are you building your own world? What is different? Why is your world different to Faerun or any of the other ones that you could use?
Chernobyl.
Right. For example, I straight up just went, yeah, there's no necromancy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's none.
It's great because you've gotten rid of like half the spells that. Well, essentially, you can't use necromancy spells, so
Can't raise the dead.
well, you can't raise the dead.
So there are. I'm assuming there are undead, but there's no undead.
There's no
whatsoever.
undead, no.
Wow.
And also, the pantheon is the Greek pantheon, except bad stuff happened a long time ago, and they went, all right, cool, we're closing doors. See you guys. And
we out.
so the only gods are like Asmodeus and shit, and like Hades and Thanatos, I guess, and that's it.
I see. You've been playing Hades too much.
No. I found this idea way before.
Oh
then.
right, yeah. That's understandable. So like, there's so much extra to think about in terms of like however people, because everyone's going to be different about how they tackle the I want to build a campaign problem. Do you use an existing world? Do you make your own? If you do make your own, how you make it different? And this, that, and the other. And then I would think that the best advice that anyone could ever have is don't use existing public figures and how they run their games to base
don't
yours.
put Donald Trump in your game.
Don't do that.
Yeah, Matt Colville's good because he doesn't tell you how to. He doesn't. It's not like this is how I do it. You should do it like me. It's very broad.
I don't think any of the DMs are like that, but the problem is that it's the expectation from the players who like that DM to be like, I want to play in that campaign.
Even then, like he does a very good job of. He does a very good job of that.
Don't expect your DM to be Matt Mercer if you are not Sam Riegel.
Very true.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like it's.
if you don't expect your DM to be Matt Mercer if you're not sponsored by D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Right.
Imagine being sponsored. I'm pretty sure Critical Role the only campaign they sponsor, apart from their own Wizards of the Coast campaigns.
Do they sponsor High Rollers?
I don't know.
I think they do.
Yeah, I think they do.
I went back recently and looked at some of the original, like the first couple of episodes of Critical Role.
Only one.
So wobbly on the first few.
Yeah.
It definitely was, though, as you sort of saying, back then, a D&D campaign. And kind of what you'd expect from a D&D campaign.
Yeah.
As opposed to now where it is story writing. It's not...
It's a show.
It's a show as opposed to a... Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that is just how they want to play, though, at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've kept the same style and tone of how they play since they did the Briarwood arc, which was after one of the people left the show. and
And I
it's
know I
fine,
still
they
never
fucking
actually
nail it.
watched any of the Briarwood arc. Like,
Fucking
was-
Christ, that was really good.
like I'd love to be
be
able to
fair.
do it, but it was so hard and so difficult for me to get into a campaign where they're already most of the way through. All these character things have already been made, and I have no connection to any of them.
It's most of it's like
Same thing as well. I couldn't watch campaign 2 until after Mollymog died, and then I gave a shit. Not even because he died. I didn't give a single fuck about anything apart from like their initial bit in that starting village that they were in. Then there was I didn't watch any of it. Then it was the episode after Mollymog died, and then I watched. I'm like, ooh, I'm interested now.
Let me forget about it.
Yeah.
What is it bad?
He's not far into it.
Everybody started watching
I'm on
it.
episode 11.
Oh, come on, everyone fucking knows, right?
No,
Evan doesn't.
Really?
That's
I do now.
Okay.
Evan, quick question. Do you like Mollymog, though?
Not really.
Yeah, no, you fucking hate him. I fucking hate
Okay,
him.
I can't remember exactly the circumstances behind it, so you still get that bit, but there is just a clear point tone change.
Every time
know?
he takes damage, my voice will die.
Yeah, and the thing is, especially because one of the people in George's campaign is a blood hunter, I'm like, oh, they're gonna fucking die, Garen fucking T.
one of the people in your campaign is a blood hunter again.
Yeah, and I'm expecting him to die at any moment, to be honest.
Yeah.
And
no,
he
he does
almost
keep
did.
He does keep doing that thing, which, to be honest, that's a part of the play, and that's part of what he loves about D&D. Is his sort of favorite moments in D&D is when he's right on the edge.
Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, as a man who has literally died in the past, I think that's his favorite moments of anything ever.
That's also very true.
I will say, in the manager's main game on Saturday, I don't remember the last time anyone was close to dying, because our fucking party is so resilient. We have, like, 2 core healing classes, because we have a Dream Druid and a Cleric, a Life Cleric.
Yeah,
have
give them
Paladin.
plague.
We have a
Have fun with
Paladin,
that.
and then we have George is a Wild Magic Sorcerer who just goes up.
Yeah, I'll either die or become resistant to all damage, invisible, have mirror image up, and all of the positive bonuses of.
2 weeks ago, he became 30 foot tall.
This man is a Final Fantasy boss.
Yeah,
He got enlarged and then cast enlarged, so he became like a fucking storm giant.
The first time I cast enlarge, I wild magic surged and plant potted, so I became a large shrubbery.
Nice.
And
large
then
roof.
after, which would have been huge, but it immediately dropped the spell because you become incapacitated.
yeah.
And then after that broke out, I became.
Yeah.
I went from 12 feet tall to 24 feet tall, and I was just like,
Nice.
"Yes, this is."
Oh
this
wait,
is
have you ever seen the what was it? Was it
Meanwhile, my
John?
character was
Yeah.
sobbing in the corner with a mental breakdown.
So I say, John,
this
what
is-
was
this is why
the?
he's
How
having
big was
that.
that table? Is the D10,000 for the wild magic
no.
table?
Oh, it's
Yes.
stupid. It's so dumb.
Yes.
I remember.
love that table.
I remember John gave us in like a fun campaign he was running. It was what was it, a gem?
Yeah, it was.
And
a
every
large
time anyone
gem.
touched it with magic, it would cause that wild magic table, so we'd have to roll on it every time.
I hate that wild magic table. There's so many results which is like the sun explodes and everything dies. So I was like, okay.
There isn't though. There's
As a
Okay,
man who's
there's-
proficient with that table,
I've seen one table that has a lot of that in it.
okay. So yeah, the one that I have, it's got to be fair, a lot of it is inconsequential.
what was
right.
that? Wasn't there one
It's-
which just made us giggle, which was about a paladin or something?
Yeah, so like, I can't. Fuck me if I remember the number, but the result was that a nearby paladin has a sudden change in gender.
Oh, that's what that
Yes.
meant.
Yeah, but none of them were paladins.
No.
None of the party were paladins, and it literally just stated the closest paladin. So somewhere in that city, there was a guard captain going, "Oh, I've got breasts." What?
Oh, fuck. Oh, because the thing is as well, like the gem was like an announcer voice, so it always
Oh, yeah.
came up with a quip every time something would happen.
That's mainly just because I love doing the voice of "Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to start the race."
Yes,
it's just such
it's
a
a fun
just right
voice.
voice to do.
But because I remember like the funniest moment of that campaign was when the wild gem went off and it summoned the postman. Oh no, it summoned a
Oh,
devil, and then the postman turned up, who also knowed the
Yeah.
devil. And one of our parties said, "Can I sell your soul for Superman powers?" And he's like, "Yeah, go on."
The demon, while he was there, one of the players was like, "So if I give you my soul, do I get powers?" And the demon was like, "That's a done deal." And left. Oh shit! I was like, "Yeah, your next level's gonna have to be into Warlock now."
Because he gave us a level up. It's like, no, you're a warlock now.
Yep.
Oh my!
Sorted.
That was so funny because we were like, it's just after that happened, and then the postman was there, and then who also knew the demon for some reason, and I'm like,
What's his name? Was his name Pat?
All postmen know the demon.
Phew.
All postmen are
It's
also
the only way
called
to
Pat.
become a demon. It is a fated,
a fated path.
fated life.
If you become
You-
the postman.
You become the postman. You meet the demon. He gives you your uniform. You are grateful. That's it.
Terry Pratchett references I do not understand.
No, there's a campaign I'm running at the moment that is just straight up ripping the Terry Pratchett universe, and especially Ankh-Morpork.
Mm.
But it's so much fun to do.
The nice thing is, it's the same thing as artists. It's just like steal like a motherfucker and spin it to your own way.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
Learn
yeah.
to steal like an artist.
yeah, with sort of D&D though, that's kind of one of the joys and one of the things that a lot of I think players appreciate is being able to go, God, I really love, let's say Lord of the Rings as a basic example. Okay, then talk to the DM about it. The DM makes a campaign where you got to go on this long, arduous journey with your group, and
Or you play the
Koval's
One
straight
Ring
up.
RPG.
Matt Govil straight up went on about how in his one he streamed, they stole, I think it's the first, it's either the pilot episode of Star Trek or it's like the first one that wasn't the pilot episode. I forget what it is. Where I keep forgetting what it's called, but it's just one man gets too much power and just
Is
goes
it
off on one.
the god problem?
No, I don't think it's called the God Problem. Might be though.
Yeah.
But like he basically
God-
gets silver eyes and goes
God
fucking
thing?
busted strong and just fucking
Is
has
it the God
ultimate
Complex?
power. But like he just ripped up the entire concept and went, I'm going to use it in my D&D campaign.
Fuck yeah, this is mine now.
Except the thing he did was work with one of his players to play that character as their main character. They played that character for 3 or 4 sessions before doing all that shit, and then obviously killing the character off. And it was never actually their real player character,
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck
which I
yeah.
thought was fucking smart. In my first session, I had George play an artificer with the party who basically it was a train heist, and his job was to, at the end of that heist, grab the thing and fucking ditch the party.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then George's actual character drove up with the getaway car.
Sick.
It was really cool.
Yeah, like this is why I want to read and just try and absorb as much fantasy knowledge as possible, because I keep saying like I can't read. I can read. I just find it super difficult to just sit down with a book.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was under the impression that you can't read.
I mean, considering
audiobooks.
what I can do, like, and considering how when I'm trying to read a codex and just reread how a rule works, yeah, that's probably correct. But it's this is why like audiobooks is like the one thing, and like right, I just need to absorb, because the most amount of my kind of fantasy knowledge is like from TV shows that I've watched or like movies that I really liked. That's about it. And even then, that's pretty minimal. So it's like
Mine's
there's
not massive.
there's so much extra shit available. I'm like, I'm really not using any of it, and I feel so uninspired sometimes.
Alex, the episode is called Where No Man Has Gone Before.
That's it. When no one's gone before. Yeah, that's what they nixed from Star Trek.
It's episode 3 of Star Trek.
But it's the first. I thought it was the first, like the pilot or something. I don't remember what it was, but yeah,
It's the second pilot.
second pilot. That's it.
they made 2. They used the pilot, and this is the
Co-pilot.
second pilot written, and this was the they used it
Yeah.
in episode 3.
The more you
It's,
know.
it was just a cool thing because it was a wild magic sorcerer who went absolutely ape shit, and at one point, because the way they did it as well was that he organized it with the guy, and Matt Koval does a lot of stuff with synth and like music boards and stuff.
Yeah.
The guy pulled a microphone from underneath the table when he went like strong mode, and he spoke it into it, and it would reverberate his voice all across the room, like he's just like
Oh, fuck.
all encompassing.
Fuck
Love
yeah.
it.
So cool, right? And at one point, when the NPCs comes in, and he just goes up, like that and just pops them into like a balloon of blood. And everyone was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Obviously they can't do it. This man's too strong. What we're supposed to do about him? And when he realizes that everyone's a bit upset about it, he's like, fine. And he just reforms them, and that character's just like, what the fuck? It's really cool.
So my brother recently in a campaign that I'm playing with him, well, he's running for me. He recently got a voice sort of modulator and effect kit for D&D sessions, because he only started doing D&D stuff beginning of last year. I think he's currently running 5 campaigns. He is obsessed with it, and
Jesus
it's amazing.
Christ.
But yeah, so he recently got the voice modulator, and we didn't know about it until we first encountered the Demon Lord Akaran, and we were immediately met with just the like this super growly, deep, like, we were just, oh shit!
Oh, fuck!
Matt Colville also killed one of the player characters in the first, like, 10 minutes of the campaign.
Yeah.
Fuck around and find out.
Yeah, exactly.
It was great.
There's so much you can do now to just kind of add that extra layer to it, which I love. But
I think as well, it definitely helps that our group of friends and a lot of people now are getting into the stage where they know what D&D is, and the players all know what D&D is. I think up until recently, I mean, I almost had a moment in a current campaign where someone was like, oh, I might bring in this guy. He's never played D&D before. You know, I think I'll, give him a try with this one. Do you mind if he joins your campaign? And I was like, nah, because I want to do weird and, like, difficult shit, and the more sort of, like, for example, the party that he wanted to get them involved with is currently level 12.
oh shit.
To jump in as a new player at level 12, where you've got this fucking
That's a
book of
lot.
abilities,
Yeah.
I was just like,
It depends on the person. I feel like some people will be able to do it if they, but it's about are they willing to put the effort in to learn it, right? Most
yeah,
people aren't.
and so having a campaign that, like, I'm finally at that stage where I can start throwing the weird and interesting shit at them. Like, I've got them about to go have a tussle with an archfey, which is going to be a super weird fight, and I'm super excited for it. But I can only do that because there's no new players, because I'm playing with experienced players or DMs. And so I think that's... It's odd that, it's just, I don't know, it's an odd feeling being at that point with people who definitely were new players not too long ago.
Yeah.
But because of the past year of being in lockdown and doing dick all, but being on Roll20 and reading.
Fucking hate Roll20. I hate it so much.
I
am just inept.
It's grown on me.
Yeah,
I
I use
inept.
Incarnate to make maps. Slap
I
that
will
on 20,
actually. I am gonna
put up
try
some
Incarnate.
lines for lighting, so I pay for the dynamic lighting, and I fucking love it. Dynamic lighting is so good.
See, I'm also just kind of like looking at side things as well, because I've got a fucking full ass shelf of role playing books. Like, let's have a look. Just at first glance, I got Dark Heresy, Legend of the Five Rings, Monster of the Week, which I love, Urban Shadows, which I got, which was kind of cool. What is this one? Mutant Year Zero I got for Christmas. I got Forbidden Lands, made by the same studio, which is like entirely... The entire point of that one game is the entire world was covered in a mist until like a year ago. And no one knows what's out there. And off you fuck.
That's kind of neat.
And there's this whole... Like, it's super fucking, like... There is one spellcaster class, and they know basically, like, 3 spells. Because no one understands how magic works. And it's a lot of that kind of shit. And I love the idea of it, because the books themselves were proper, like, binded with fancy maps and everything. It's a really cool kit. I could never play that with anyone that I actually knew, because I'm not experienced enough with it, and it's also a super weird out there game.
Right.
Dark Heresy, on the other hand, I feel is actually kind of more reasonable, even though you can't play it anymore. Well, you can play it. You can't get a hold of the books anymore, because then
No,
which is
you
sad.
can get them through drive-through now, I think.
Yes, but
They did put them up for resale.
yeah, it's just kind of sad because like Dark Heresy was the first role playing game I ever played. That's where I started. I didn't play D&D until until university, actually. When I first started, it was Dark Heresy, then it was Vampire, the Masquerade, not Requiem. Actually, no, it was Requiem, and then we went to Masquerade. Then I played Call of Cthulhu, which was under the Laundry Files, which I love, and I love that series of books because it's just funny. It's like, what if, your entire anti-Cthulhu defense force was a government department with all the problems a government department has, and now working in the government, I'm like, oh, he was right. There's just
control. Or like a spew.
Kind of like that, but it's more of a satirical because it's specifically the British government.
Oh, right.
So it's
Okay.
like, if you
I like how it's satirical because it's the British government.
Yeah.
like, no, there is like the American, the American like black sector. I can't remember. I think there's something called along those lines. They don't use people. They always send zombies instead. Because why would they send a live person? They've got plenty of bodies. So they either send like esoteric beings to go and do the stuff for them because they have a binding on them, or they send zombies to do a normal person's job. And like specifically with the Laundry themselves, it's like, okay, if you want a firearm, you're going to need to make sure to have at least 6 months training in it, and have gone on the field agent course, and had all this extra training stuff, and then requisition the pistol, which you may not get due to budgetary constraints. Like, it's that kind of... It's the kind of the layers of, if you would be working in any sort of local government, or even just kind of have an idea about how some government departments work, it's just that. And it is just a cool... It was a really fun setting, because I remember driving down driving down country roads in, like a Vauxhall Astra, chasing after an American demon that had stolen an artifact, who was in a Range Rover, like going down country lanes and shit, trying to have a gunfight. Like, it's so fucking stupid, out of the box, like, Britishness.
Yeah. It's like the very sort of...
It's like Doctor Who.
Regular guy like Doctor Who / like Hot Fuzz, just like...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's why I love
guide,
it, because it is that stupid. It's like, there are, like, in the books themselves, they actually do like go into some like quite dark, and there are some horror moments in there, but it's also the kind of the flip side of, at points there is parody, and like the main character is the only reason he works for the Laundry is because he discovered a magic spell by doing because he went to university to do maths, and discovered and then like solved the Ron theorem, and then had knocking on his door saying, if you carry on like this, you will summon a demon and it will kill you and everyone around you. You work for us now. And he's like, oh, okay, I guess I work for you. And like it's that kind of thing, and like he fucking hates his job, but he can't get out of it. And it's I fucking love the Laundry. But like that, and I'd never touched D&D, and D&D is considered like people's first. It's like when you play, as for board games, you usually play, to not play Monopoly, you play something like Ticket to Ride, or Carcassonne, or Catan, or something like that.
Catan's the main one, I think, for that.
Yeah.
So it's just such a fucking weird road into it, and especially when it got to a point of like, there was one point in my life when I was in 6th form that I was every Friday night going to a friend of mine's cabin, because he didn't live in a house, he lived in someone's garden in a cabin, and there was about 7 of us playing this game called it was like a mage kind of, Ars Magica was what it was called. And these guys have been playing the same campaign for years. They had spreadsheets of the books in the library of their like mage sect, and they had multiple characters playing, and they would have to swap between those characters, because like because it wasn't just you made your mage, you made most likely the captain of the guard, or like any other like potential character you could just throw in there. And I'm not, at this point, I'm like 17, and I not know what the fuck is going on, and everyone around me is at least 40. Maybe like mid-30s up to 40s, you know?
Gotta be honest, guys, it's starting to sound like you were groomed.
I really wasn't.
Just, I mean, I'm sure you weren't, but...
Oh, it sounds sus as fuck.
When I was in sixth form, I also played every Friday, but that was with Georgian people, and that was D&D. And
Us
that was
trying
Yeah, I
to
didn't
play
have- I
D&D
didn't have-
with
I didn't
no
have-
experience
Yeah.
was
Hell.
something.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
I guess
but
that's
it was
me
just
now,
us
yeah.
going, what is a DC? How do I know what a DC is? And the fact, the concept of you just make it up
You just figure it out.
was so weird to me at the time. I was like,
Yeah,
well, how do I know what it's supposed to
Number
be?
it needs to be, yeah.
What are
Yeah.
numbers?
There was a lot of good moments in the first little
Yeah.
intro, like the starter box they did
Hmm.
that were really fun.
Mm.
Like, I forget what it was. I just remember us being like, "Ah, yes, we're with these guys," and we said the complete wrong.
Yeah.
We said,
So it's a case of there's a group of people. I feel they're called the red
something
Brands?
or the red brands.
red brands, and we were like, "Ah,
Red
yes."
Yeah,
And
with the red guards.
James just
red
went up
brands.
to them
Fuck.
and went,
Just
Yeah.
like, oh, we said the wrong name. Shit.
Oh, fight.
"Axe." Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like those
Oh,
those
yeah.
are the best moments. It's just like your first kind of few.
It's so good.
Oh, the funniest thing to us is when we interacted. We had the thing with the dragon, and we had no idea how the fuck anything worked, and we just fucking had a fight with a dragon.
So yeah, it's fine.
But like, we should have just died, but for some
You should have
reason,
just died. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, to be
Yeah,
fair,
I
I kind of lost what the point was, but I mean, D&D is cool, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Arcadia, good.
Does
and
anybody have
D&D good.
any questions? Well, not questions. Anything that they'd sort of wanted to talk about or ask while we were here, while we were all together?
I don't know.
Honestly, no. Like,
No? Have we gone through everything that was prepped? Because I did have one
What's the
thing, but it's so far away from what we were just talking about.
I mean, tangents are what
Fine.
we fucking do, you know.
Cool.
Like,
Segues are weird.
yeah.
Ooh.
Back to Warhammer.
Warhammer
What is? Does anybody know?
is a
What is
quiz.
the
then.
most points you can get in a box for your pound for money?
Ooh. Just 40k, or are we talking Sigma as well?
Yeah, let's go Sigma as well. Fuck it. Same sort
The
of points
Zinj
values, right?
box or the ogre box, probably.
The ogre box is
Yes.
pretty good.
The Christmas
Yeah,
Zinch box.
The Zinj box is nuts.
Christmas Zinch box is 100%.
The best.
The bonks.
Bonks.
It's bonkses.
Big bonks.
Do you actually have an answer for this or no?
Yeah,
No,
sorry,
no,
I'm
no,
just
I
realizing.
genuinely wanted to know what people's sort of opinions were and whether they thought something was particularly good or bad.
I mean,
Yeah.
Soul, like like the Soul Wars box, or like there's like
The
that type of
two-player
shit's obviously always
boxes.
good.
Like, it's
Yeah.
Technically
yeah.
not a box, but Warhammer Conquest and Warhammer Mortal Realms.
Yes. Like, those were so fucking good for the
Wasn't it
money.
Crusade.
Actually,
No, it was Conquest. You're right.
the first issue that's £4 for 10 chain rasps was the most cost efficient thing GW has ever released.
It was £3 for 10 chain rasps and 3 secretors.
Yeah.
That's
Nuts.
insane.
I
And
guess
how much are
like,
chain rasps?
because I don't know if we should count the Christmas boxes because they disappear, and you can only kind of
Oh, yeah.
get them after a certain amount of point.
I
Like
do.
something that's like a
Not
repeatable
collectible,
thing, like
Yeah.
because the
'cause I know
combat
that-
patrols.
The gash.
So I was gonna say,
Nagash.
The gash.
Nagash is a good one.
That's not a bad one. No, I will say the combat patrols that they're releasing for 40k now are
well,
pretty
those
good.
are a set because those are supposed to be 500 points, right?
Yeah, exactly. But like
So
they're
those are
replacing the
set
start
sort
collecting
of-
boxes.
But like, what I was trying to say is those are like a set sort of pound per points.
Yeah.
Mm.
Kind
I
of
can tell you the
situation.
opposite. I can tell you the worst.
Oh yeah, what is the worst?
Is it mech guns?
Anything Daughters of Cain, anything
No,
new
no.
Sigma.
No, wrong.
Mech guns for orcs.
No, I'm going to rip your head off. Squire Acolyte. Don't say anything else.
Acolyte.
That's true. That's very
Wait,
true.
Someone fill me in. I don't know.
Oh, it's 100
So,
quid.
I think the
for-
second one is Blood Knights,
10 of
right?
them.
Oh no, they're quite expensive.
So
Not really.
hang on a second. How
The
many points
clan
is the fucking-
scryer acolyte.
Get the point. I think
Rat
the
boy.
60. I think
It's
it's
a
60
rapid
points for
grenade.
5 and the 10 points per model.
That's fucking stupid. That's bonkers. Like
Oh wait, no. The 60 points per model. But if you take them in a stack of 20, then they're 200 points. So they're 10 points per model.
mm,
So in a 20 stack, you're paying £1 for every point.
Woof.
That is
Woof.
bad. I'm just looking at my stuff that I've got.
£10 per model.
Yeah.
£10 per model. Yeah.
I will say at least that as weird as it is, things like the Tempestus Scions box is pretty good for the price, because you can, like, obviously Tempestus only have a unit. They have a troop choice, right?
Oh, yeah.
And a command squad. And it's all the same kit. Like, you can just, if you don't, you build your 5, because you always build a sergeant, 4 gunners, and the comms person, and then the other 4 are taking special weapons, right? But if you're taking 4 special weapons per squad, you know, it takes you a few boxes to get to them, but you get every fucking combination, you know? And then obviously you make your Tempesta Prime out of it. You make all the parts of your command squad, and that is the core. Then you look at the start collecting version of that, which is, you do that, you get a commissar, which no one fucking cares about, because no one runs commissars. So, you could shoot a guy and get, no one gives a shit, especially now. But you get a 10-man guard squad, so that's, like, because they're 2 sets of 5 kits, so that means you actually get double the heavy weapons. And you get a Tolerance Prime, which is, you know, your main tank, transport, everything. Like, you get it all in one thing. And it's fucking amazing. I love it. I love that box. So that would be a contender for me, but...
Painting competition, when and what?
True, we need to figure that out. We need to find a model that we can all do. Yeah.
Again.
We're all gonna buy
Again,
fuck off. No.
He's the most points per...
He's the most spindly looking thing, and I will break him.
Let's all buy a Squire Acolyte.
All by 1 each.
Yeah.
And then we all give them to
Can't
Alex.
afford it, mate.
Nah. We all buy 1 each, and then we give it to Alex for his birthday, and then we will never have to give Alex a gift ever again.
I
Let's just
don't
set up
fucking
a bunch
want
of
them.
tables and then roll some dice. Random model.
That would be cool. Yeah, we could kind of within a price range, of course. Like, we keep the price range small.
I can set that up. I'll get some tables ready.
Yeah, you are good at tables. Like,
I like
especially because,
table.
like, I'm looking at, like, now of, okay, what... To try and throw together this, Primaris, Watchmaster for... Because I did name him Tormund Giantsbane, because for Game of Thrones, and I liked him as a character. And I thought he would be a really cool Space Wolf, right? But then, I'm like, okay, how am I going to Primarisify him? Because he needs to have the spear. But I'm like, okay, so I need to steal the axe of a Castellan axe from a fucking Custodes Terminator. Probably going to use Ragnar's Primaris model as the base for it. And then somehow be able to fit all the Deathwatch shit on top of it, you know? Like...
Tom converted Ragnar into a Deathwatch boy, so ask him, he'll know.
Oh, okay, sick. I will probably ask him. I was already looking at some stuff anyway. I'm like, ooh. But it's like, it's difficult to say when in terms of, like, what box you get the most value of. Because it depends on what you constitute value. Like, I see the Scions being a good value box, because there's only one, like, yes, it's only the one box, but you get every fucking heavy weapon you could ever need out of it. And you're always getting, like, the minimum size for everything. You know, you're always getting either multiples of heavy weapons and a Tempesta Prime, or you get entire command squad, or you get the minimum cost that you need for your main troops. Like, I see that as worth it. But then in terms of, like, it's hard to tell. It's like it's a toughie.
I love that you can still buy the Lumineth Realm Lords box if you, like, go online and look for it.
Oh yeah,
like,
the third parties, they're like, they still have like half of the, like, all the Christmas boxes and everything else. Like, it's great. The only thing that they will never have is any of those 2-player boxes that have the exclusive models, like the try to get Ragnar before he was sold separately, or Gazkal before he was sold separately.
Yeah.
Like, God fucking forbid trying to find that box anywhere. That was good, just gone.
The Lumineth one, it's a weird case of it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Than buying the models in the box, I think.
Maybe.
But it's still like 90 quid.
Yeah.
Because it gives you the
It was the limited edition codex, wasn't it?
gives you the tokens and gives you the cards, but it also gives you 5 horses, 10 spearmen, and Johnny Swords, whatever his name is,
Elathrian.
Elathrian.
Yeah.
Johnny
Yeah.
Oh, he's so cool though.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
is cool. What was the sister? How much was in the sisters box when that released? Because that was a codex as well, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah. So you got the fancy codex. You got 5 seraphim. I think it was 5 battle sisters and 5.
I thought it was more than 5 battle sisters.
It's 10, isn't it?
It was 10. I thought it was 10 a penitent
it was
engine,
10.
seraphim, and a canoness, right? Oh
And
no,
then it was
and some of and the
3
amount.
of each of the things.
It was 4 Repentia and 2 Arcoflagellants. No, 3 Arcoflagellants.
Mm.
That was actually that one was quite good.
That one was decent because that was what that was a flat 100 for that when that came out. I'm pretty sure.
I think so. Now it's £200. Go on eBay.
eBay.
God, I saw all that in Warhammer World. Imagine going to Warhammer World.
I've still never been, and I will say when we can,
Yep.
when we can, we are going. We are taking
I
we are doing an off-the-shelf hobby trip as a group, and we are going to Warhammer
Road.
World, and we are playing at Warhammer World for at least a day.
I've been there.
Remember when we were
3
gonna go
times.
over at Easter?
Oh, I
That was
know.
fun.
I've been there 3 times. I was meant to go twice last year. Didn't go once.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Within good reason.
Obviously. But it's like, you know, there's so much that we need to do, like, as soon as we can. Because the thing is, everyone's going to try and get into Warhammer World, so we're going to have to, like, wait a while, or we're going to have to try and book it in or something.
I mean, not everyone. I'd go ahead and say that the 80% of the population that doesn't give a shit about Warhammer probably isn't going to
Yeah,
try
but
and get into Warhammer World.
Yeah, but the people who actually do give a shit about Warhammer, which is going to be, they're all going to be wanting to go to the one place, you know.
Yeah, Warhammer Mecca.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't know what.
So, like, I mean, to be fair, it's also, like, here's a point, just as kind of side thing as well. Is there any event you'd want to go to in terms of hobby stuff? Because most likely, depending on how this channel goes, we may end up having to go to one of them. You know? Because there's Warhammer Fest, there's, like, stuff in the UK at least. I would want to go to the LVO.
Yeah,
That was definitely not the UK though.
Only if I'm playing.
Yeah, like, I mean,
Yeah,
I'd probably try and play, at the very least. I get completely fucking, like, run over.
Oh, you'd get bodied.
Yeah, no, because I'd probably take my Tempestus list and be thinking it'd be really funny.
I want to do Sigma tournaments. Like I was gonna do Sigma tournaments this year.
Yeah.
But obviously,
I mean,
yeah,
considering
I mean,
vaccines are rolling out now, like,
yeah.
towards the tail end of the year, probably, maybe.
I'd love to take my rats to some Sigma tournaments. It's just
I'd probably, I'd
go
take some
for
Fire
it.
Slayers.
And just
I'd
be like,
finish
alright, time to go. Time for rat time.
It's
Might roll
Rat-ageddon.
bad, lose. Might
I don't
roll
even know what I'd
amazingly.
take.
Who knows?
Ghosts.
Only take rats.
Probably, rats or ghosts, but like.
Ghosts are fun. I can run Emerald Host.
So yeah, like,
That's,
what other? I'm just trying to think, what other events are there? Because there's obviously there's
Random
tournaments that are
tournaments,
going to be held like in the UK. You know, Firestorm
want
is obviously
the game.
going to have loads.
It's not something I usually look into, honestly. Other
Yeah.
than like the reveal
Oh.
events.
I'll be honest with you, Gareth. I just want to play some Warhammer.
I do too.
God,
Evan.
yeah, I'd love to go to somewhere where there's people.
I'd like to be able to play the
with
game.
tables and models, and I can
But-
throw
yeah.
dice. I don't know.
Anything Firestorm Games does, boom, go there.
It's just a distant dream.
To
at
be
this
fair,
point.
I think one thing that would definitely be good for us if we do all try to go to Firestorm stuff, that signing up for tournaments, just even in
I
any
need to-
capacity.
I need to redeem my death marks.
Yes, you do. And I legitimately, like, I will either take a Death Watch list or my Tempestus, depending on what their codex looks like. Because I'm just like, I do not care. I just want to see them on the table, and I think if in a tournament capacity, and just to see what happens. It's probably going to
I
lose,
think-
but
I've done
Best
a
case
tournament-
scenario, you win the spoon.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
that.
I couldn't even do that.
Did you not win the
Honestly,
spoon?
You know he won his
my
last game.
I won my last
Ah,
game.
you fuck. Can't believe it.
I've already taken a shit army to a tournament now, so now I actually want to play a good army next time.
So, you know, I have to take a shit army, and then I'll probably take AdMech or
You don't
Marines.
get the experience first. Scope out the competition, and then be like, right, now I'll try. Or at least that's what people say when they lose a tournament.
Yeah, like I don't even
I
know
don't
what.
think I could be bothered to paint an army for 40k tournament though.
I mean, well, yeah, but then don't go to a 40k one because I'm still trying to figure out what if I was trying to if I'd run a competitive Deathwatch list, what the fuck would that look like? You know?
They'd all be white and on bikes.
You mean there'd be black on bikes with land speeders behind them because I'd be playing Ravenwing?
No. Oh yeah, Ravenwing. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought we agreed that Ravenwing were just the
better
white scars.
Yeah, they are. But I can get a 5-man Outrider team. That's pretty cool. The Ravenwing players decide it's like, yeah, who gives a shit?
By the way, I know this is a jump back to a previous topic, but in terms of points per pound, I've actually found a better thing, which is victory points for your money.
Right.
Death Cult Assassins, £12, and you're probably gonna get 10 victory points from them.
Oh yeah, true. As we discovered on the LV Nopen list for
15 to 20 victory points
on
£12,
Tanks list, yeah.
Sorted.
Fucking nailed it. Oh, it's just they exist. It's just the fact they exist. Like I will say, I think that might be a topic for next week. When we're not talking about the reveal stuff, if we have time for a second topic, but I'd want to. Okay, everyone pick an army, either an army they have or an army they'd like to play or they're planning on playing. Make what you would consider to be a competitive list, and then you have to defend it.
Oh God.
I think that'd be interesting. I think that'd be a good debate.
There's actually the point of choosing an army.
That's true.
Can we choose an army to give someone else?
Yes. Actually, no. I like that even more. I like that even more.
Like, I want to challenge George to make a list that isn't just 30 death marks.
But listen,
So what's
30
the
death.
plan here?
Okay, so what we'll do is we will roll names. We'll have to take names out of a hat or something for each person, and you have to give them digital COVID hat, and you pick a name or you take a name out, and then you have to give that person a Warhammer 40k army as it currently stands, and they have to make it because it's easier then. Because then we've got somewhat consistent theme.
And we'll do Sigma the week after.
Yeah, even though John's never played Sigma and I barely remember it. Okay,
And I'm
I barely play 40k and
you know how 40k works.
Yeah, I know Sigma a lot better.
Yeah, tough shit. We're doing the unifying thing here.
Nah, you don't care about me.
Fucking hell, Alex. Jesus, get off the ledge. Jesus. Right. Anyway, so we'll do 40k this week. Well, not whenever we do it. So probably not this week, but the week after. So for episode 10, it'll be the episode 10. And then episode 11 or 12, we will do the Age of Sigmar one. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Because then we're covered? Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll take names out of a hat. And then whoever you get, you got to give them an army, and they have to make a competitive list for it.
Honestly, I'd say let's just make a list of 5 armies
and roll on it.
Yeah.
Roll a d6 and see what you get.
I was gonna say I could literally just draw names right now if you want.
Yeah, I mean, my choice would change. If I said Necrons for Gareth, but then I put Necrons in the bowl, and then George pulls up Necrons.
Yeah.
Really
Actually, no, George. Why don't we do that now? Draw some names for us. Do some randomizers.
I'll draw Alex's name first.
When is it? Christmas?
So Alex,
it's Shitty Santa.
I don't want to watch ads, please.
But I think it'll be cool because what we could also do potentially, we whoever can make the best case scenario, or the best list, and we all kind of agree actually this is the best one. We could find someone who is an actual competitive player and ask them to tell us why it's bad.
Or
because there is Team Wales, we could try and get in contact with Team Wales.
Alex has Gaz.
Oh, okay.
Which way around is this?
So you've got to give me an army to make a list with.
Yeah. How do you make a competitive army with Gareth as the base, as the core?
That's the start. Yeah.
Gaz has Alex.
No. I have to have someone else. We have to cycle it.
No, it's
I
random.
don't.
Okay.
It's random.
No, it's random.
Okay.
It's fine.
If it's
No,
random, that's fair.
World.
Right, I'll draw John between me and Evan.
Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna give people. Should we say them as we go, so that we don't do the same one
Wait.
more than once?
Yeah, I was gonna say so.
Yeah, I just
So
said-
Alex was first,
Okay.
and then me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so
I'll give you
Craft.
Craft World.
Craft World Eldar. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Someone make a note of that. I have got Craft World Eldar. I have to figure out
don't
what
know.
Craft World Eldar are.
They're bad, is what they are.
Yeah, I know they're bad.
Yes. What are you giving Alex?
I'm gonna. I don't want to give him anything chaos.
Nobody's allowed Space Marines.
Please, no space
I'm only,
marines.
I'm only
Space
saying
Marines
that
are
so
boring.
nobody gives me Space Marines.
Yeah. No, because the thing is, I definitely can't give him Tau because he was interested at one point in a Tau list. So I will think I will give him Gene Stealer Cults.
Oh God.
My go-to is to give someone Gene Stealer
Fuck!
Cults.
I've taken it
Right.
from you. Well, actually, I had
Right.
another one in the back of my head. I'm like, right, not demons, not
What-
chaos.
No.
Am I allowed to turn up and go? You can't, and then just that's
No,
the point.
you have to make a
You
list.
can't make a competitive
on.
list.
Look, Alex, you
My-
gotta fucking take part, damn it. Come on.
My idea is to not take part. I don't want to have
I'll-
fun.
I
turn
am
up.
a grump. I only play Sigma. Fuck
To be
yourself.
fair,
I'm gonna
be
turn up
fair-
with a full-on Astra Militarum list instead, and then
No.
I'll just say that it
Gene
is
Stealer-
Gene Stealer
Can't
Cult.
do
Stealer
that.
Cult players don't take part in the competitive scene, so Alex is allowed to not take part in this.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. No. That defeats the point.
It's just like a joke.
Don't
Right.
kick the ball
No.
around and then take it home. Alright, you gotta make a list. I gotta make a fucking shitty Eldar list.
These are a real army.
No, you gotta make a good
They're still
Eldar list.
shit.
John, you have me.
Ooh.
Okie dokie.
So it can be Chaos Marines, but it can't be normal Marines, right?
It can be
It
anything.
could be Marines.
It can be Marines. I'm just saying, I'm going to be very upset if it is.
Mm. okay.
Oh,
that's fair.
it's gotta be Thousand Suns.
Okay. Thousand Suns.
Fair.
That's a decent one.
All right, and
I feel like I got shafted here.
No, I got shafted. Let's be real. That's it.
I've inflicted Gene Stealer cults upon you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pick between. What is it?
Yeah, Alex foolishly chose a relatively bad faction for Gaz when he full on knew that Gaz was choosing for him next.
To be
I
fair,
thought- I took-
like,
I
no,
took- I
Gene
took-
Stealer
I took-
cults was not my
Um,
first pick, and I don't remember what my first
Just
pick
a
was.
note, George, you now have to do Evan, otherwise, Evan will be doing himself, as
Yeah,
always.
Yeah.
Wait,
Please
who
don't make me do myself.
Wait, what did you have, John?
What? I got George, and I,
And
I...
Oh wait.
No, Evan
no,
has to pick for John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Flip
well,
over-
effectively us three have to go in a circle here.
Yeah.
Flip a coin. Who's going first?
You.
I pick for John.
Cool. What are you picking for me?
Ooh, not something horrible, but not something easy. Just because I'm interested to see what other people would do. Chaos Demons.
Cool. I'm all about that. Yeah, let's do it.
I have,
Alright, cool.
I have a lot of opinions on Chaos Demons. So.
I have none.
I'm really
This-
annoyed.
this
I
is what-
can't remember what I was going to pick, and then for some reason I
Go on.
panicked and said Gene Stealers.
This is
Go
where
on,
I
my
throw
boy.
out the Heretic Titan Legions.
Fuck
No,
off.
Yes. Yes, I will take a Warhound Titan. End of list.
I win.
Because they're 2,000 points.
There you go.
Let's do AdMech.
Ooh, I like that. I can work with that.
They're competitive. What do you mean?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
supposed
they
to
are.
pick non-competitive
They are,
lists.
they're
you
very
know?
That's
competitive.
true. That's true.
Only you out here going with a full Gene Stealer cult move.
Someone was gonna get it. Someone.
Yeah, no, George was gonna get it if you didn't.
Yeah, true.
My Gene Stealer cult list would be terrible.
Okay,
Mine.
okay.
Yes, they are Gene Stealer cults.
Okay, all right. I was about to say, like, was it Nids? I think it might have been Nids, or it would have been Orcs.
I'll take Gene Stealer cult over Nids, don't worry.
Because I think Nids
Really?
might have been actually my
Yeah.
my first pick. I can't remember.
At least Gene Stealer cult are somewhat interesting, even if it is bad.
Yeah, Nids are easy to build, though.
We're not building anything.
No, but
All
like,
those sorted
it's,
out. Who
it's
wants
just
to?
gaunts, man. It's just gaunts and lictors.
Yeah, I know.
End of list.
Who wants to play us out for this one? Because we're getting up to the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, we are.
Buenos dias.
There you go. Someone's fucking said it.
And
I mean, I can run the outro. I can run the
Go
outro.
for
That's
it.
fine. I think my brain's kicked in enough.
It's
So-
like if you say McClunky, you die, but if you say
Yeah.
Buenos Dias, the stream cuts
The
out.
stream just
just
immediately
stops.
ends. Right, so thank you all very much for watching and listening to episode 8 of Off the Shelf Hobby Podcast. Make sure to follow us all on social media. So on our Twitter and Instagram, follow us on Twitch, subscribe to us on YouTube. More videos are on the way very, very shortly. And also subscribe to us and follow us on Spotify and wherever other podcasts live, because I'm pretty sure we're on all of them.
Podcast media services are available.
Of course. We will see you all on Saturday for the co-stream, and then for the next Tuesday's hobby workshop. So thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Buenos dias.
Bye-bye.
Right.
wait.
Do it.